coming up on this episode of Swing Nation, we've got blackface in the Lindy Hop scene, social anxiety on the social dance floor, and Bangkok swing dances, and they know it. Swing Nation episode 39 starts now.
It feels good. Hit that jive, close the door, get the carpet off the floor. Swing Nation,
people grooving together.
Truck on down, pimp your stroll, put some jelly on that roll. Swing Nation,
people grooving together.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Swing Nation for November the 13th, 2013. I am Rick Amatic. I'm joined by my lovely hosts, Spuds, Zuckerpunch, and of course, punk-ass Jim on the ones and twos in the back there.
Ricka-ish.
That's where we need that sound effect. Okay. We have got actually kind of a controversial show. I'm kind of curious about how this goes.
On the next heartwarming edition of Swing Nation.
Oh boy, we've got issues. We have some issues. We also have some... Also, hopefully we'll get to some of these fun videos that we've got queued up here. And one little Reddit thread that I wanted to mention. But
Reddit.
That's fine. Done it. Did it. Done. But first, let's get to some quick bits.
Did you guys notice that I dressed extra black for you today? Yeah?
Is that extra... Why is that extra black?
This is extra black. This is Manu with extra black.
Oh.
All new Manu.
Not like
now
a
with more
dashiki or
black.
something. Whoa.
So one thing that I did last week on my summer vacation is I visited the mecca of podcasting, which is the Twit Brick House, which is, if anybody watches podcasts or anything, Leo Laporte and the Twit, which stands for This Week in Tech, he's a podcast kind of icon.
Yeah.
He started off with Screensavers on Tech TV, and if you watch any of that, well, anyway, a lot of Swing Nation is built on what Leo has built up, which is basically he has a bigger version of this studio out in Petaluma. I took a trip out to Petaluma, and just so I could look at the studio, really, and not really the shows. 'Cause I've seen the shows before, but I was amazed at how well we did with our setup here. It's like a tiny version of their $1.2 million studio.
What?
Yeah.
Ours only cost $800,000.
Yeah, we bargained right underneath $1 million, so we're good. But while I was there, I got to speak to Leo for a second, and I told him that I was a Lindy hopper, and he told me that I used to do West Coast Swing, which I was like, oh, that's cool, that's cool. So just before they shot the show called iPad Today, I think it is, Leo asked me to show him how to Lindy hop. So I have a quick thing here.
Well, before we do, come on, Manu, I want you to show me how to Lindy hop.
It's a great shot.
Well, you start with just with a Charleston.
Yeah, it's
Okay. Charleston is all I remember. This is the magic. And
That looks so wrong from the sides. I'm sorry.
Didn't I try to show him how to do the kid
Yes,
play?
you did. And he had no idea.
Leo doesn't understand what that means.
I wasn't around for the night.
There's no way he knows what you're talking about.
Where's that music coming
They
from?
started playing Charleston music.
That's so funny. And like that's
Notice how
the
quickly I
thing.
picked it up.
So,
When someone says like, "Oh, show me the Lindy hop," you're not going to go through and be like, "All right, well, you start in closed position."
No, of
and
course not.
You have to have the pulse, and
No.
then here's the footwork pattern. You always show them Charleston just because like it's the thing that you can do in 5 minutes
Yeah.
and be done with it.
And they all know what that is.
I took the advice of it was 2 shows ago. It was like the Halloween show that we did with Mouth. I just took the advice, and he's like, "Hey, he's going to show me how to do Lindy hop." I'm like, "All right, let's start with Charleston." But anyway, I just want to say thanks to Leo Laporte and the whole crew down at the Twit Brick House in Petaluma.
Nice.
Got to go to Petaluma on Halloween, which is like such a family town. And they were trick-or-treating at 3 o'clock. And there I am with Leo. Yay, I'm so awesome.
You look so wee. You look like a kid.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what happened
Yeah.
there. So
Let's
else
get to
do we
our
have?
story, shall we?
Oh, that one.
The story.
That one. So you guys out there in Facebook land may have noticed that there were a couple of things going on. I was watching Brian Ely's Facebook page blow up in response to a comment that he made, trying to get more information about a couple that performed at a West Coast Swing event in blackface. but it actually derailed into an extensive conversation about an ESDC piece that happened. Ksenia, I'm not ever going to pronounce her last name,
Yeah.
Ksenia.
Ksenia.
did a solo performance to the song For Women
By Nina
By Nina
Simone.
by Nina Simone, and she was covered in like maybe gold-ish
Yeah.
tan body paint. And this in context of her having performed a piece maybe a couple of years ago, back when ILHC still had a cabaret division, of like a pickpocket dance where she was in actual blackface.
So that happened at ILHC?
No, it did not happen at
okay.
ILHC. It happened at an event in Europe, and then she was told that this was not okay and wanted to bring the piece to ILHC and said she would do it without the makeup. So she knew that she was told that it was offensive and was like, okay, I'll drop the makeup. But then at ESDC, she comes out with this piece.
Well, do we? Yeah, I think we actually have it, right? So let's show a little bit of this is Ksenia at ESDC,
European Swing Dance Champion.
European Swing Dance Championships.
And the division is Jazz Roots Showcase, I guess.
Yeah.
Jazz Roots Showcase, that's right.
Giving Keds their due here.
Keds is getting a lot of play on our show.
So it doesn't really read here, and then it reads right there. When the lights come up, and you can see.
So she's not explicitly in blackface in this one, thank goodness.
I think the issue, right? Because when she first came on, I was thinking Goldfinger.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking like James Bond.
Right.
But Nina Simone pretty much calls her out right in the first line.
Right.
My skin is black.
My hair is woolly.
My hair is
Like,
woolly.
there's not really any getting around that.
Nope. All right.
So this happened. Everyone agrees that she's a beautiful dancer, and no
She's
one's
a
calling
great
her
dancer.
talent into question, but
Right.
her artistic choices of doing a piece to this song and in colored body paint,
Right.
questionable. Some people had some really great things to say on this Facebook thread that I wanted to point out if we have
Sure.
the time and we
Yep.
have a wrapped audience.
Let's get
so
into
we
it.
get to do that. So one thing that Peter Strom said was that this kind of thing is not a tribute, although I'm sure Ksenia intended it to be. If you're going to do a tribute, you take care not to offend those that you're trying to pay tribute to. For example, if a Russian is going to do an American is going to do a Russian folk dance as a tribute to the history of Russia, they're not going to do it to an offensive song and like standing there drinking a thing of vodka.
Right.
And making a choice of music like For Women isn't just a case of I like this song so I'll dance to it. This is about co-opting some Jews from the cultural associations of blackness, vague and misguided though they may be. I thought that was really appropriate. Some other people have some other really great things to say in this thread, and although it's still really upsetting to me that people in our art forum don't see where the lines are, don't maybe pay attention to the history of the culture of the thing that we're embracing enough to realize that it's inappropriate to do this stuff. So many of the comments were really great ones that show that many people in our community have their finger to the pulse of what's appropriate, what this dance comes from, what it means, and how we can healthfully and respectfully integrate with it. So check out the Facebooks. Brian also made a new Facebook page for continued discussion about race, gender, all things inequality. It's called Spirit Moves, Forum for Universal Equality. And I think this is a great thing to have come out of a kind of upsetting and sad moment where we're experiencing strife in our attempt to interpret what this dance means to us. So, yay, something good comes out of it.
Also, if you go to Ksenia's Facebook page, at least currently her status. She has a whole sort of explanation of what her intent was, and that she didn't mean to be denigrating other people's culture or where they come from, and that she's really sorry.
So she does have a response.
And she has a response. It's and that's public.
Which is an
so-
apology.
Which is an
straight up an apology.
Yeah.
Which is really great considering there are a lot of people on the thread who were trying to have her back and saying things like, "Oh, you guys need to lighten up." There's a litany of like, let's see. First, it was like, we didn't know it was offensive, and then it was like, where we're from, it's no big deal, and then, hey, it was a great dance, chased by like, why are you all so mean about this?
Yeah.
And capped with, you guys are the racists. And I'm paraphrasing Nicole Stevens' post because she just sums it up, all the critiques right there with like, these are ways not to react to this kind of thing. How about just like, let's go with the apology. I think Yesenia did a great job of that. And that's got to be like a really hard thing to be forced to like sort of really publicly grow up very quickly.
Yeah, she's a really young woman, and to get basically like lambasted by all these other people for what she probably thought in good intent that she was trying to create, you know. And what it says to me is that like trying to create something from another cultural context, and sort of you just make assumptions. Like I'm not Russian, I'm not Korean, and if I'm creating something in that art form, like I'm making my best guess and I'm trying to put something on the floor that I think is good. I might do something that's offensive and might have no knowledge of it, but because it's the internet and everyone can see these things like almost instantly, you're really putting yourself out there for lots of other people to like jump on you about stuff. So it's more challenging than it looks to be doing something in another culture's, what originated in other cultures, art form, to say like, oh, this is from the African American experience and I'm dancing it and I want to wear this outfit and I want to do this thing. It's like, no, it's not always that simple. You know, there are some minefields out there, absolutely.
Another thing Peter said that I thought is a good way to do it is short version. Don't do blackface, and listen to the songs, the words of the songs that you're using. Mm-hmm. Or if you choose not to, or if you choose a song that's going to have like some serious undertones, then just be prepared to be criticized.
Right.
The long version is what Rick was just talking about. Yeah. Read up on the culture of the thing that you're adopting. It's really important to have historical context, and you can very easily step into dangerous waters if you don't even know where things are coming from. Yeah. So I understand not everyone's from the U.S. and has this like instinctive horror at the thought of blackface. Yeah. But that said, we are all engaged in participating in a culture of jazz, which is inherently rooted in African American culture at a time when it wasn't very easy to be African American. So like, let's all just read up on it a little bit. You don't have to like have an advanced degree in African American studies. There are lots of books out there about this stuff that talk about jazz culture that incorporate this kind of information. Do your homework. This is your hobby, right? Like you want to spend time thinking about it. So it's not just the execution of moves, it's also the culture that's around it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be dressing vintage.
Yeah. Whew.
But yeah, good things
Big
came out of
issues.
it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm holding on to.
Exactly.
By the way, did I mention that I'm dressed extra black? Oh, I already said that. Sorry.
Good job, Spuds.
Notice how I said the least. That's like, and
I think that says the most that
it
you
says
said
the most. No, I like to watch what the kids are talking about nowadays.
Oh.
It's also not your job to like
exactly.
represent.
No, I got a job already. He's at home.
I got a man.
I got a man.
What's the man got to do with me?
I got a man.
I'm not trying to hear that,
Wow. Went right
see? Yeah,
there.
we went there.
We're trying to bring it back up.
Okay.
We're trying to leave you with something that's a little more than like...
Yeah.
Hard.
Did a damn dead dog dying.
Okay. Oh.
Casey Kasem reference.
This is also a little bit of a. This next one is also not the most uplifting, but I think it's actually important. I wanted to mention it. So for those of you who don't know, there's a very active Reddit community on swing dancing. If you go to Reddit /r/swing dancing, you'll see lots of really cool videos and commentary and discussion about issues, and people posting stuff So I saw this post about someone in, I think, the UK about social anxiety that this person gets when they're out swing dancing, and just wanted to get people's advice. So this person says, I've been dancing for 4 years, starting in London, then moved to a smaller city about a year ago. I don't make friends easily, and I found I drift a lot in London from class to class, popping in the same place every other month or so. And let's see, let's go up a little further. So this person is in the position where they don't strike up a lot of conversations that go beyond the class, and basically just kind of feels a little left out and wants some advice about like how to feel a little more socially connected when they're out in the Lindy Hop scene.
Oh yeah, and the wonderful kids at Reddit told them how, right?
Well, there's actually some interesting. Yeah, it's funny.
I'm kidding.
There's actually some interesting
Love
advice
Reddit.
that people have. There's a lot of people who are saying like, yeah, I feel the same. Like I've totally had social anxiety where I didn't know how to associate with people. I felt like everyone was friends and nobody wanted to talk to me. And what I found what helped was I just danced. They're just like grab somebody, doesn't matter their skill level, and just dance, because that's something you know how to do. And then eventually, like, you know, when you, after the dance, just like say like, oh, that was really nice. What's your name? You know, so use the dance as your way to connect with people, because if that's the thing that makes you get you out of your shell, like just get that when you start to get that feeling, just like grab somebody and get out there. And I know that's happened to me where I'm like, I've come to a new scene and I feel like, oh, like everyone's really good, or like, I don't know how to, you know, I just don't know how to approach people, and just like see somebody and just ask them to dance. So I think that's one of the nice things about the Lindy Hop scene is it's something you can do that isn't about just like trying to make stupid small talk. You know?
I think one thing that's kind of gotten overlooked in this conversation, though, is one of the last lines is it sacrilege to admit that I value the workshops and watching the comps more than social dancing? And especially when people's well-intentioned response is just go out and ask people, and you know you'll stop paying attention to it or something like that. I think it's totally okay, for the record, if you're out there, to like taking the workshops as like an academic thing and watching the art that is performances, and to not really be into the social dancing thing. And I also am totally socially incapable of like approaching people and making conversation with them. So the way I deal with it is I show up at the same place many weeks in a row and don't talk to anyone until like they've seen me a bunch and I've seen them a bunch, and you like pass each other, or when you're going to the bathroom or something. And if you like have enough instances where you have a very small interaction, then familiarity breeds comfort, and then it's easier to be more my kind of awkward but charmingly so gregarious self. Once you've like had, you know, eye contact with someone like 30 times. That's how I deal with it.
Yeah, it's also a different world. If you're into the dance but you're not used to being so social, it's good practice. I think what you said makes a lot of sense. Try it, keep trying. Just go and hang out and dance, right, Rick? Just go and hang out and dance. It will happen, you know. The familiarity will kick in. Yeah, so good stuff.
And people did say this on the Reddit, on Reddit, that like we're not all extroverts. I'm not an extrovert.
Yeah.
Although it can be really easy to assume that from the outside, from the way people interact with each other. So we should have like a club of people who like totally can't interact, and then we'll all have to stand around looking at each other and be totally awkward.
Stand there all facing the wall.
But we'll do it together.
But we're facing the wall together.
And then we'll be one of those crowds that like people could approach if they weren't afraid to approach. But of course, we'd be the ones who are afraid to approach. So
that's how I feel right now, actually, because I don't dance that much. But when I do go, I don't know anybody. So
you know people.
I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know nobody.
Nobody.
Oh, we need some videos, peoples.
Yeah.
We need some videos bad. Should we go to Canada?
Northern Lights, yes.
Northern Lights at Cat's Corner, 15th anniversary.
15 years.
I was so bummed I couldn't be there.
Love those cats. All right, let's check out Northern Lights, kicking it hard.
This is a team division.
It's not team division.
No, this one was really cute. I mean, actually, cute is not the word. This one's
No.
pretty badass.
Yeah.
No, these guys are
The
sick.
Northern Lights are great.
And I love that. I don't think I've seen a performance with Gordon and Naomi providing music.
I've done a live performance to Gordon music
But Naomi singing?
without Naomi.
Yeah, that's
They performed at LAC together, didn't
ILHC. No, she wasn't singing. Naomi wasn't singing. Someone else was singing.
I love when she sings with anyone.
Yeah, Naomi's great.
Nice.
Let's
They
get a
were-
little. Go ahead.
They were at a swing out together. Gordon and Naomi. Man,
Darn
this
you,
tune is
Canadians.
awesome.
Oh,
Here comes Naomi.
5'2", eyes are blue, but what those 5 feet can do? Has anybody seen my gal?
Yeah.
She's got a turned up nose, turned down nose.
There is no
but
vocalist
guess
for me like her.
One of those. Has anybody seen my gal? Now if you
all right.
Yeah. What a great performance.
Congratulations,
Man.
Cat's Corner.
Can we just watch that forever?
I know.
Yes,
post
really
it-
good performance.
We'll post it in the notes. Let's go to the other side of the globe, shall we? This is Bangkok. Bangkok swings. And it's hard not to laugh
Sorry.
in American culture when you say Bangkok.
One night in Bangkok.
Exactly.
I don't know what the words are.
Wow.
But it's almost like
Took me
that. 'Cause
back.
This video.
This is very similar to
Wait,
that, actually.
So
Cities
this
I
comes
know,
from.
but the city is good. Incredible.
See, she knows the word. She's whispering it right now, man. Why am I not
I used to know
surprised?
choreography too.
There is a great article on Scene
yes.
Asia, a
In the Wall
blog
Street
that
Journal on the blog.
Wall Street Journal, Scene Asia on the blogs, and it's Bangkok's swing dancing scene takes off.
Yes.
And so,
And then they posted this really fun video,
yeah,
song that you might recognize.
yeah. On the page they embed this video. I think it's great that Bangkok is getting this kind of like it's another city that's just sparking the Lindy. Let's take a
Especially
look.
with big hands like
Big
Spuds has.
Jazz hands.
Sparking.
Not doing it.
That's what sparking is. It's not twerking, it's sparking. C-Jam 2014. Now check this out.
Oh, LMFAO.
Is this how Charleston?
I
No,
you would
this
think
is
it
just-
would be, right?
No, this is just.
When I dance on by, my feet flying on a Lindy high. I spin to the beat, hopping down the street with my swinging feet. This is how I roll, vintage clothes, hats out of control. It's MKG with a classy twirls, ask him to dance or our top swing goes.
Boy, look at my swivels. Boy, look at my swivels. Boy, look at my swivels. Swing out. Boys, look at her swivels. Boys, look at her swivels. Boys, look at her swivels. Swings out.
When I walk into food bar, this is what I see.
Oh, yeah.
Kristen and AR shouting at me.
I got high-waisted pants and I ain't afraid to show it. Show it, show it, show it. We swing dance and we know it.
Oh, Bangkok.
Dance and we know it.
Yes. Spoiler alert, I don't think they actually take off their
no,
pants.
go right to Nicole. What do you got? Sorry.
I mean, okay, yeah, that's funny.
I'll tell you guys, I give you props. Like, I was cringing the entire video, but I stayed with you because I love how you're having fun.
Yeah.
You're Bangkok, you rock, you're having fun.
Oh, swing dance and I know it.
You rock with your Bangkok out. Can I say that? You rock out with your Bangkok out?
Also, sorry.
Okay.
1 second. So what is it with the socks and like shoes, not like sneakers? Like
Socks and saddle
socks and
shoes?
heels or socks and sandals or socks and flat.
That drives you crazy?
Drives me up a wall.
I
Like
like
I don't
that.
care if people wear leggings as pants. I mean, I do care, but I don't really care. And I don't really care if people wear flip-flops. But like the socks.
I do. Flip-flops. What?
But the socks with like shoes that should not have socks with them drives me nuts.
They're in
I
Thailand.
said it.
Cut them some fashion slack. Come on.
I got some fashion slack. Well, okay. Bangkok, you
All
guys
right.
are awesome.
Good stuff.
And it is a little creepy with the socks. But Bangkok, you're
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah.
Like if you're under
Hilarious.
8, you can get away with that. Otherwise,
Okay. What do we got
Your
time
name
for,
is
people?
Alice and you're in Wonderland.
What do we got time for? We got a couple more minutes?
C2C.
C2C.
C2C. Tell me a little bit about what C2C
So
is.
C2C is a electronic group, and they
it's not
did
the
the
Watusi.
song.
Not the Watusi.
And they did the song "Happy" that was featured in the I Charleston, Chicago
right.
video, right?
I knew that song sounded familiar.
And this is actually the music video by the band C2C.
Okay, let's take a look. Wow. Do you know who these dancers are?
Okay, the song keeps growing on me. It's so catchy.
It's so catchy, isn't it?
Come on.
And the dancing is phenomenal.
I love this whole revival theme here.
Oh, this is great. We just gotta get a little bit of this. So he gets him.
Yeah.
He gets him.
He gets the religion.
Well, it doesn't have to be religion, but
It's the dance.
it's the dance, baby.
Spirit of dance.
So tight. Yeah.
Ah, did you see the scissors?
Yeah. Okay.
The song is happy.
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 And it makes
It
me
makes
happy.
me happy.
Yeah. It's such a great song. I love the part where he goes, "This isn't a gospel. This isn't a.
Yeah.
This is funk.
This is a real song.
This is real." Yeah. Is that it?
I think we can lead off
Yeah,
on that.
so there we
man.
go. We left you guys on a happy note to make up for all the stuff that went before.
All the sadness.
Can I just go back to it for 1 second? Okay, so
Yes,
Go
you
to
can.
the
It's your
thread.
show, Nicole.
go to the thread that Brian Neely started. Check out, I already mentioned Peter's responses, but Kelly Porter has a really thoughtful response that everyone should read. Melody says some really great things. Who else rocked it?
Rock the house, y'all.
Yeah, also Mike Faltasek said some really interesting things too. So when you're looking through the like 250 comments that people made,
Oh my God.
you know, look for those names. I'm not saying ignore everyone else. Andy Reid also said some interesting things.
True.
And so did Miranda. Don't skip everyone else, but you know, when you see these people come up in this thread, you know that what they said gets the like Nicole seal of approval. So you'll spend a little more time on them. But it's like an enormously long thread. If you are sick and you have time to kill, I suggest you read it all.
Skip mine. Skip my comments. I actually had
Skip
no
his
comments.
contribution.
I didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything either.
Yeah.
I was just like, well, everyone else said it for me. Thank you guys. It's really nice to know that I'm part of like an intelligence scene,
Facebook.com.
which is you guys.
Spirit Moves Forum. There you go.
So yeah, now we can take it out. Thank you, Cafe Sophie, for letting us sit down here in your basement and rant about this stuff for a while. 3463 16th Street in San Francisco, serving fine Verve coffee beverages and Silk Road teas and tasty pastries. And they also had soup tonight, which was really delicious.
You got soup from here?
Yeah, butternut squash.
Ooh.
They also had tomato soup.
Keeps getting better.
CafeSophieSF.com, where you can contact us on the emails, news@yehoodi.com. We are also on the Facebooks. Yehoodi. I mean, come on, that makes sense, right?
Place.
So there's that crazy Twitter thing, @Yehoodi, @Spuds, @Zuckerpunch, @Rigomatic, or you could dial us on the telephonic device, 201-984-SHOW. That's 201-984-7469.
That I Charleston was Nashville, not Chicago.
Happy.
He's happy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Just want to let you know.
Thanks for
Sorry.
looking that up.
Thanks, chat room.
Ooh.
That's our
Calling it
chat
out.
room.
Thank
Yeah.
you guys so much for joining us for this slightly more serious episode
Yes.
that we had going on here. We'll catch you guys next week.
See ya.
All around the planet, gates are in the groove. Don't have to understand it, you just have to move. Truck on down, pimp your stroll, put some jelly on that road, Swing Nation. People grooving together.